Let's talk Lagos. Here are just a few highlights of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's activities in the past few days. The Lagos State government has announced the reopening of the portion of Akpongbo Bridge that was closed for repairs after the unfortunate fire incident which destroyed parts of the bridge on March 23, 2022. The Lagos State government has read the Riot Act to street traders in the state, especially on the Third Mainland Bridge and Eko Bridge, declaring zero tolerance for street trading in those areas. Meanwhile, the Permanent Secretary of the Office of Environmental Services, Jaji Omobolaji Tajideen, reiterated in a statement that the action was in line with the team's agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, which aims to promote a cleaner and a more aesthetic environment in Lagos, and to ensure the total enforcement of these environmental sanitation laws and create a safer state for all. He said it had become imperative to resensitize and seek the support of all stakeholders to eradicate street trading and other environmental issues. The government has warned young adults, particularly teenagers and youths, against negative peer pressure that could lead them to indulge in drug and substance abuse and illicit trafficking of these activities. Olusegun Ogboye, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, gave this warning at a school awareness and sensitization program held in Lagos to commemorate this year's International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. He emphasized that peer pressure has been linked to drug and substance abuse, misuse, addiction, and illicit trafficking, especially among teenagers and youths. Speaking more about drug abuse, the Director of Pharmaceutical Services, Oyebisi Omobalele, along with the Permanent Secretary, explained that people, particularly teenagers and youths, may feel obligated to use and abuse drugs and substances if their peers are doing it. They emphasized the importance of equipping young people with skills and abilities to divert their attention away from drugs and to stand up against peers who may try to lure them into drug and substance abuse. The Lagos State Governor has congratulated His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his election as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS). In his speech, he proclaimed that Nigerians' contribution and role in the economic growth and development were inspiring. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu further stated that they are committed to supporting the vision and plans that will be implemented. The governor has renewed the tenures of the Lagos State Council of Obas and Chiefs for another term, as well as a continuation of the tenure of the Oba of Lagos, Oba Rilwanu Akinolu, as the body's chairman. The monarchs play an important role in the contemporary governance and the delivery of the dividends of democracy. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, charged the council on the importance of keeping Lagos State suitable for businesses, habitation, and the important role they play as the institution that interacts heavily with the communities. The governor has announced the unbundling of the Lagos health sector, which is a crucial move to address the existing gaps and ensure improved coverage for all residents. The decision to establish a primary healthcare PHC district was driven by our commitment to leaving no one behind and recognizing the need to reach low-income communities and provide them with adequate and quality healthcare. The Lagos State government has described the proposed Badagry Deep Sea port as a shining example of the tremendous potential Lagos holds for growth, development, innovation, and a sustainable economy. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative, Mrs. Adetutu Ososhoya, FCA, stated that at this stakeholders meeting on the development of the Badagry Deep Sea port, organized by the ministry in conjunction with the Badagry Deep Port Development Limited, held at Radisson Blu, the General Manager of Lagos State Printing Corporation, Honorable Kolaole Peregrine, has been honored with the Printing and Publishing Personality of the Year award by the prestigious African Leadership Review. Peregrine, upon receiving the award, said it was a true testament to the hard work, passion, and unwavering commitment of the corporation in providing exceptional services and setting new benchmarks of the industry standards. The Lagos State Ministry of Education has joined the rest of the world in commemorating the year 2023 Albinism Day with a call for everyone, especially pupils and students, to recognize their individual uniqueness and explore it for positive benefit. The Permanent Secretary, Mr. Abayomi Abolaji, represented by the Director of Educational Resource Center, stated that recognizing the importance of self-worth creates a positive mindset for learning and assimilation of educational values. He emphasized the significance of believing in oneself and recognizing one's uniqueness at all times, stressing that the Governor of Lagos State is committed to ensuring the protection of pupils and students with albinism against all forms of discrimination. In order to ensure compliance with the state youth policy in light of the current socioeconomic realities, the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development organized a 2-day stakeholders meeting for the review of the Lagos State youth policy at Ikorodu Youth Center. The Permanent Secretary, Pharmacist Mrs. Toyin Oke-Osa Onyitolu, stated that the state adopted the National Youth Policy in 2009 to establish a sustainable youth agenda that will facilitate meaningful youth engagement and enhance their quality of life. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, stated that the government would partner with the Chartered Institute of Bankers in Nigeria to build youth capacity through the Human Development Capital Funds initiative of the institute. Governor Sanwo-Olu made this statement during a courtesy visit by the Governing Council of the Chartered Institute of Bankers in Nigeria, led by the President and Chairman of the Council, Mr. Ken Okpara, at Lagos State House, Ikeja. The governor emphasized that his administration, through the Teams Plus agenda, would ensure that no one is left behind in the delivery of good governance and the dividends of democracy. The Lagos State government has identified a need for all relevant stakeholders in the environment sector complement its tree planting initiative in order to achieve the goal of a greener city. Dr. Abolaji Jaji from the Office of Environmental and Water Resources stated this during an annual tree planting commemoration anchored by LASPAC. The Lagos State Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation has reaffirmed its commitment and stance on creating a safe society for women residents through the use of gender budgeting across different business stratas of the society. The Permanent Secretary of WAPA, Mrs. Oluyemi Kale-Sanwo, emphasized this during the 12-member delegate from various civil service organizations led by the International Federation of Women Lawyers. Kale-Sanwo highlighted the importance of providing a safe space for women in order to unlock their full potential by empowering them for financial independence, contributing to the socio-economic development of Lagos State, and promoting gender equality. These are just a few highlights. Make sure you visit my website, jermainesanwo-olu.com, and follow me for more.